Hi everyone, it's Chris. Welcome to my parlour, and I've just returned from house sitting, so I've got a bit of catching up to do, a lot of catching up to do actually. I just had a reality check and it wasn't very pleasant when I got back, so I'm sort of half sale at the moment, but I would like to share with you what I read in September. I only read 3 books in September, and yeah, sort of looked through quite a few books that I had on my to-read list bookshelf, and some of them I just couldn't get into because they're too violent or just too graphic, and I like my murder mysteries, but I don't want graphic, bloodthirsty ones, so I found a few of those and I didn't enjoy them, so I gave them back to the point of origin, which was normally an op shop. So these are the ones that I read. 1 I'm going to keep, 2 I'm passing on. So the first one I read was Mary Higgins Clark, Wrecked. The second one in her, well, I think it's the third in it. I'm not too sure which order these books come in. I just read them as I find them. So this was quite fun. It was about Zaragan Riley mystery. So Reagan Riley and her husband Jack were celebrating their first wedding anniversary, looking forward to a quiet, romantic weekend out of town. Wouldn't you know, their choice of destination provides them with anything but. And they're living on the coast, and the house next door on the coast, a woman goes down the walkway here and is knocked out down the bottom, trying to rescue her boat, and she's assumed washed out to sea, or has she? So it's what the story's about, trying to find the missing woman who's presumed dead and washed out to sea. It's also a theatre group in town and creating a bit of kerfuffle, and also the neighbours. I can't remember their name now. The neighbours, they're a bit of a nosy park of group of 2 women, and they sort of put themselves into the mystery, but no one really appreciates them. But it was quite fun, and when you want something that's light and enjoyable, Carol Higgins Clark hits the spot. She's very similar to her mother, Mary Higgins Clark, very similar style, but Carol is the Reagan Riley mystery writer, and there's quite a few in the series. I've got another one that I borrowed from the library called Laced, which I'm looking forward to reading. These are the ones here. So I've read Cursed, I've read Wrecked, I've got Laced coming up, which sounds quite good. I haven't seen the rest yet. They're hard to find actually. So when I find them, I try and read them. This one was printed in. I'll find it for you in a minute, guys. Just bear with me. Oh, 2010. So that was quite good. Another James Patterson I read. This was co-written with David Ellis, The Murder House, An Ocean View, A Private Beach, and A Deadly Secret. I liked the story very much, but there was quite a bit of murder details of how the murderer murdered these people, and it was quite gory, and there was a lot of violence, so I had to skip quite a few pages. But otherwise, I enjoyed the story. So number 7, Ocean Drive, is a millionaire multi-million-dollar beachfront house in the Hamptons, but its beautiful exterior hides an horrific past. This house was a setting for a series of depraved killings that have never been solved, neglected, empty, and rumoured to be cursed. It's known as the murder house, and locals keep their distance. Detective Jenna Murphy has moved into the area to escape her troubled past and rehabilitate a career on the rocks. But when a Hollywood power broker and his mistress are found dead in the abandoned murder house, Jenna becomes involved in a case that at first seems open and shut, but reveals more secrets than she could possibly imagine. As more bodies surface and Jenna is drawn deeper into the dark history of Number 7, she must risk her own life to expose the truth before the murder house claims another victim. So, yeah, I enjoyed the story, but I did not like the gore or the violence. So this is not a keeper, but I'm passing it on to a friend of mine, my 92-year-old lady, who would enjoy this one because she likes James Patterson. So that's Found a Home. Wrecked, I'm keeping. Found a Home, I'm not keeping. The Murder of Alison Baden Clay. This poor lady was murdered in 2012 by her husband, and I thought it might give me more details of Alison because everyone needs their story told. And it did tell me a little bit about her, but the majority of the book was about her husband who murdered her and his past and what sort of led up to the murder. So I thought I was a bit disappointed because it wasn't really her story, it was his story, and I don't think murderers should have their story told. But I think the victim of that murder should have their story told. And I was hoping it was Alison's story. But the little that was in there, I knew a little bit about her, but it painted her in a less than happy light. Does that make sense? It's sort of, yeah. So I was disappointed. So Gerard Baden Clay was the one that murdered her, of course. It's been solved and he's in jail now. But I was hoping it would be more of her, but it wasn't. So, sorry, Alison. Gorgeous lady, beautiful soul, mother of 3 girls. She loved to travel. She loved her ballet. She was involved in a lot of after school activities with the children and tried to instill that sense of importance in her own children. But her story really wasn't told the way that I would have thought it would be. So this one's going to be passed on. Again, probably my lady friend, my 92-year-old lady might like this one as well, so I'm going to pass this one on as well. If she doesn't like it, she'll pass it on to somebody else as well. So my books never not get passed on, whichever way it goes. So, yeah, gorgeous lady, murdered just because her husband was having an affair and he was broke. He told her that the affair was over, but it wasn't. She was trying to fix the marriage, and she sort of blamed herself for the eventuality of that affair. What had she done wrong? How could she fix it? So it's a bit sad, really, because it wasn't her fault. And of course, that one's too gory. This one was fun. And worthwhile keeping on. So that was my September read. I haven't read anything yet, so I may or may not have any books to share next month, but we'll see. I'm also going to be doing a deck share as well in the following days, so I'm looking forward to that. I've had a reality check and it wasn't very pleasant, so I'm reorganising and reassessing what I'm going to be doing from now on. So nothing too bad, it's just yeah, sometimes reality comes back and bites you on the bum, and you have to reassess your priorities and what's important to you. So that's what I'm doing, and I hope to be back again with a few more videos, a few more bath videos, and sharing some of my dolls and what I have left. My haunted house, which I will give you a sneak peek of now, guys. I'll give you a tour of it later, but I found this while I was out house sitting. So this is now my haunted house. Isn't it delightful? And next door is my cemetery, which I'm going to be putting back together. So yeah, so until next time, guys, so many blessings.